here, so let's listen to me. All right, have a seat, sir. Thank you. Have a seat, sir. Thank you. All right. Merry Christmas, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. My name's Tony. I'm going to be your boat captain for this tour. Hey. And a couple of things before we get going. If you do a favor, you just got to hang on to your throughout the tour. No running up and down the aisles, please. No running up and down the aisles tonight. Keep everything inside the boat for rails. No smoking on the boat. And we do have life jackets up front. We've never had to use them. We have a great safety record on the river. Should you fall in, the best thing to do is stand up. It's about 4 feet deep in most places, all right? Well, yeah, most places, yeah. We have some exceptions, and unless you fall in, you don't have to worry about it. We're going to go around the river in about 35 minutes here. And I get to tell you about stuff along the way, so I hope you enjoy it. A couple of things here about the River Center Mall. They have over 100 stores, shops, and restaurants here in the mall, including the IMAX Theater. The IMAX Theater has a 6-story screen that shows the movie The Alamo, Price of Freedom. Only place in the world you can watch that. Hey, there's a band that usually plays here. They've already finished up for the night, getting past their bedtime. They're called Indian Fusion. They're from Peru. And they play some great Peruvian hits like Hotel California and Dust in the Wind and Simon and Garfunkel, those things, you know. One song that they do play that kind of bugs me a little bit, maybe it's my old age, but they play the theme song from Titanic, and I don't want to hear it when I'm on the boat. You know, it's a nice song, but not when I'm on the boat. I don't want to hear it. We got some folks here from East Central High School, and I see Judson High School. Good to have everybody here. I used to teach at East Central High School, and so I kind of have the Hornet blood in me, but also all my kids went to Judson High School, graduated from Judson. So yeah, good to have both schools here representing Mr. Evinsky's old boat. Hey, coming up over here on the right, you see this bush. The folks on the right-hand rail here. Folks on the right-hand rail, you don't have to reach out and touch this bush here. There you go. Yeah, go ahead. It's a nice, don't rip it off my roof. That is Texas poison ivy right there. It's not, it's a philodendron. It's not going to hurt you. Just wash your hands off in the river, clean it right off. Yeah, just wash it off in the river. It'll clean it right off. Actually, the water's pretty clean. It comes right out of the Edward Drop. It's the same place you get drinking water from here in San Antonio. The only difference is that it is not treated for water, for drinking. So I wouldn't stick my face in it, swirl it around in my gums, but if it happens, don't worry about it. It's not going to kill you. This is man-made. It's got a concrete bottom. We built this in 1968 for the World's Fair. Up here on the sidewalk, you have the 8-foot statue of St. Anthony de Padua. St. Anthony is kind of important around these places, about this part. Back on June 13th, 1691, Father Damien Massenet said the first Catholic Mass on the river. Since June 13th is the feast day of St. Anthony in the Catholic Church, he named the river San Antonio. That's how we got the name for our town and for the river. Now, up there on the street level is the steeple of St. Joseph's Catholic Church, and that was built by the German community back in the 1850s. And since Sunday, Christmas Day, is the last Sunday, not only of the month, but of the year, they're going to do all of the liturgy and the songs, the hymns, in German in honor of their ancestors. City street signs in San Antonio in the 1850s were in 3 languages. They were in English, German, and Spanish. Now, if you check it out over here, the beautiful Hilton Palacio del Rio Hotel, 500 rooms in that hotel, and it was built in record time. H.P. Zachary had the contract. He had to get it done by 1968 by the World's Fair, and he got it done in 202 workdays. How do you build a hotel that size in 202 workdays? Well, he built the first 4 floors right here on site. At the same time that he was building the foundation here, he was already building the rooms. 8 miles from San Antonio, modular-style rooms. So when he got the foundation built, all he had to do was bring the rooms here on flatbed trucks. He lifted them into position. He had a crane in the back and a crane in the front of the hotel. Lifted them into position, connected them to the building, and that way there he got this hotel built in a record 202 days in time for the World's Fair. Folks, I can do a little translation for you. I don't speak a lot of Spanish, but I can translate Palacio del Rio means palace of the river. Palace of the river. There's another hotel on the other side of the Marriott with a Spanish name called La Quinta, and La Quinta translated means next to Diddy. Alright, we're going to go up to the main flow of the river now. This is a man-made extension that we built for the World's Fair in '68, but this is the San Antonio River. And I need for you to use your imagination a little bit now, because prior to 1939, when the Riverwalk was started to be built, this river was just riverbanks. It was just a river going through downtown San Antonio. But a young man by the name of Robert Hugman came back to San Antonio. He graduated from Breckenridge High School. He went to the University of Texas, got a degree in architecture, and he designed the Riverwalk starting in 1929. And he turned over the plans for the sidewalks, the stairway that go up to the city streets, the footbridges. All of that's part of the Hugman design of the Riverwalk. So we call him the father of the river. 1939, the WPA finally got funding. Took them 2 years to build this Riverwalk, and it cost only $430,000. We think we got a bargain on that. $430,000. That's all it costs, yeah. Now, we had some folks on the boat here last week from Oklahoma City, and they have a really nice Riverwalk there that they built 10 years ago, and it cost $52 million. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Now, if you look here at the Hilton, you can see how the rooms were just square boxes. They're made out of concrete. They're fireproof. They can't catch fire. The contents can catch fire, but the building itself is fireproof because it's made out of concrete.
Whoa! That's a lot of
All right, now, in front of us is a slow-rolling boat, but in front of behind them is those houses that were built by German settlers back in the 1850s. They now have the Little Line Steakhouse and the Big Tree restaurant located in those old homes that were built high because, unfortunately, this river was frequently flooded because of its shape. We are at the top of the horseshoe of the river. We'll talk a little bit about that a little later on here. Also part of the Riverwalk designed by Mr. Hugman is the Arneson River Theater. We have seating for 800 on the left, and we have the stage on the right. We had the Jewish community put on a really nice show here the other night in honor of Hanukkah. And if you look on the backdrop, you can see the 5 bells there. Those bells are in honor of the 5 missions in San Antonio, and the big one in the middle is in honor of the Alamo. Now, you may have seen this stage in a movie called Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock. Have you all seen that show? It's on Oxygen every other week. Miss Rhode Island was asked to describe her favorite date on this stage, and she said April 25th because it's not too hot, not too cold, you just need a light jacket. That was filmed right there. Now, these are brand new waterfalls that they just opened up right after Thanksgiving. This building that they're building behind it is a new Texas history building. And this is the area I think that Mr. Hugman had in mind when he was thinking about the Riverwalk. It's a theme park atmosphere. It's nice and quiet back here. It's got these beautiful ball cypress trees. This tree over here on the right is probably close to 300 years old. Beautiful lights. What do you think? The lights okay?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Over 1.8 million lights doing the trees this year. All these LED lights supposedly cost the city about half as much as the old lights cost the road. And they're going to keep these lights, from what I understand, on the trees for Fiesta, Spring Break, and other events throughout the year. This is the Presa Tree Bridge. Presa is a Spanish word that means barricade or dam. This is where the Spanish settlers actually put a dam in here to get the water down to the mission. Quick question for you here on the boat here. What did the fish say? What did the fish say when it slammed into when it slammed into the concrete wall? It said damn. Actually, in San Antonio, it says Presa because the fish here are bilingual. Over here on the right, we have Marriage Island. Sir, I need going to be fine. Thank you. Over here on the right is Marriage Island. We do have folks get married, and my record is actually 5 marriages in one day. So it's really kind of cool. Now, I want to show you something here that I am absolutely perfect for this job. Check this out. You got to look up here. Let's see if I can get up here. Look at this. Perfect for the job. A perfect fit right there, ladies and gentlemen. Man, that looks gross. Good thing I don't have my high heels on tonight.
Whoa! Look at that!
All right, get the rose out. Get the yours out, folks. It's going to be yourself. Okay, now in front of the boat you see the tower of the Ware County Courthouse, built in 1896. It's the oldest continuing courthouse in the great state of Texas. And this is my favorite building on the Riverwalk over here on the left. This is the Tower of Life building. When it was built in 1929, it was the tallest building west of the Mississippi, 30 stories tall. A guy by the name of Colonel Dwight Eisenhower had his office here prior to World War II. And it also had the Sears Roebuck store in the first 6 floors of the building. This building on the right is called the Homeward Suites by Hilton, and if you look at the building, it kind of looks like a warehouse. That's pretty much what it was. Hilton went in there and restored it. And here in San Antonio, rather than rip down buildings, we like to restore them. And that's what Hilton did that time. I think it's a pretty good job. Pretty good example of that. Now, before we get rid of the Tower Light building, I want you to look back. Look back over my left shoulder here as we go out over the bridge and check out the gargoyles at the top of the Tower Light building. Right back here. Check them out. Look at the beautiful flag. Those gargoyles are hollow. They're hollow. And the water, if we ever get a storm here in San Antonio, the water would actually go right through the gargoyles now, down to the next sub-level, down to the next sub-level, and finally here into the river. Storm here. Then it's kind of a cool way to get the water off the building.
The heads are sticking out the side.
That's our taxi service that we have here. It's another service. You can ride the taxi for a 24-hour period, 9 to 9, for only $15.